When you work with donors and patients, you work globally. So to build the community and the sense of understanding between us will make everyone's work so much more efficient and more enjoyable and more effective for the patients and donors that we wish to support.
Now at EBMT this year we are having the first Transplant Coordinator Day, and I'm delighted to be joined by the organiser and one of the speakers. Thank you both so much for joining us. Annette, I wonder if we could start with you. What's the role of a Transplant Coordinator?
The transplant coordinators on hospitals, that's what we focus on for this day. They are in between the physician and the registry who is providing the donor and the graft of the donor. They are also involved in preparing the patient with chemotherapy and radiation, but they also have to make sure that the product is delivered at the right time to the right place.
And what challenges does a transplant coordinator face?
A transplant coordinator faces several challenges. So he has to make sure that the patient is inside the hospital and getting prepared in a timely fashion. Has to have contact with the registry who is providing the donor and the product to make sure that everything is in a timely manner. They also have to have contact to the courier or courier company who is doing this transport.
And will the Transplant Coordinator Day here at EBMT, will that help address some of those challenges?
I hope so. On the other hand, we hope that we can create a kind of community within these transplant coordinators. Not even national-wise, we did that in Germany and Great Britain already, but we try to do it internationally because they are all challenged in the same way. And it's a space where they can exchange and where they can talk and where they can learn.
Catherine, let me bring you in here now. How do you support donors? Because of course that must be very important.
So within the registry we have very close contact with our donors once they have been chosen to be the match for the patient, and then following their donation we follow the donors up for 10 years. So we check on their medical well-being for a 10-year period post-donation and ask any questions they might have.
And what about keeping them informed of the recipient's outcome? Do you do that? And if you do, how important is that?
Our donors really want to know how the patient is doing. It's really important to the donor to know. So we try and get the outcome information from the international registries. It can be problematic and it's something that we are looking at improving. If the patient is doing well and they choose to write to each other, there's some wonderful correspondence in between patients and donors, and they may ultimately meet. If the patient has sadly died post-transplant, some donors find that very difficult to accept, so we offer support.
Catherine, you're a speaker at the day. How important do you think the day is?
I think it's really important because when you work with donors and patients, you work globally. They could be anywhere in the world, and so to build the community and the sense of understanding between us will make everyone's work so much more efficient and more enjoyable and more effective for the patients and donors that we wish to support.
Fantastic. Thank you both very much. That's wonderful. EBMT TV is brought to you from the 45th annual meeting of the EBMT in Frankfurt, Germany. For more like this, then you can click on some of these great videos. And don't forget to subscribe for more of the best in medicine, from cell therapy to gynecology, from genetics to psychology.